Before I get started, I want to give all praise to the Most High. In the name of His Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, and Allah Shabbat Kudash, Paleo Hebrew, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ha Rakha Kudash. All honor to the Most High, all honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Bless your family and your friends on down, Barakatah Amun. So, you know, Kennedy, he was talking about them UFOs. He was exposing a lot before he got assassinated, you know. So we're gonna see if we can find any clues in this book. All right. The first one I'm seeing is, you just gotta remember what the scripture says about the real Israelites. Okay, they're not Israelis. All right. They know the true name of the Most High God. You know. See this? That's a clue. Revelations 2:9, 3:9. Those hand symbols, okay? Look, another one. The horns, okay? So you remember that star? The same star was being put upon the Jews in the Holocaust. Okay. So you got to remember where the word even Jew comes from. It comes from Judah. Okay. Jeremiah 14:2. So we got a few books, all right. See, their history over there in the Middle East, they are in tune with what's going on. America, they look about the most confused, okay? Because Revelations 2:9, 3:9, and all these Christian churches, there's no difference between a Jewish synagogue and these Christian churches. All right, Revelations 21 and 22. So let's go see if we can find some more clues. Alright. I was born in the same state as him, Clinton. See, it just goes and shows that there's so many people in on this. Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and U.S. President Bill Clinton in 1994. Foreign Minister Egyptian, Prime Minister, peace. Look, after the signing of the peace accord between Israel and Egypt. Because you remember the Israelites, we went through captivity. The true Israelites, we was in captivity to the Egyptians back then. Okay. See if we can find any clues, man. You know, the Native Americans, tribe Gad, those are Israelites. Let's see what we can find. 336. Being honored by a tribe of American Indians. Oh, it just goes to shows. You know, reservation and stuff. It says in Genesis 49 that a troop shall overcome Gad, but he shall overcome at the last, you know. It's huge. Let's see what we can find. We need to find some temples so we can show people. No, a lot of these temples are cursed, okay? You gotta understand that which is made with hands is cursed. Let's see. We're gonna have to pay attention. Okay, here's a clue. They gotta curl up their hair to be. That's the Jewish part right there. They wish they was like us. All right. Hair like wool. You know. Yeah. You gotta understand. Talmud study. Talmud. No, it's just eventually y'all gonna wake up and realize why they curling their hair, trying to be like the true Afro Americans, man. It's confusion because men ain't supposed to have long hair unless you was a Nazarite, which they don't fit the description. Okay. Just like that. And immodest dress, strictly forbidden. So let's see. There's graven images. That's an abomination. Okay. That's abomination. This is like what we're doing right now. Okay. This is in the scripture. Dead Sea Scrolls. I can barely even read it, but we got our language today, you know. Okay, look at the inscriptions. You don't see the Most High's name on there, though. That's the issue. It's all graven images, which is abomination. You know what I mean? Their rock is not as our rock. Yeah, it's just like, hey, when we found out who we really were and why we went through slavery, these people didn't go through slavery like the true Afro-Americans. Ethiopians, those are Israelites. Like a leopard can't change its spots. You know, we can't change our color out here. You know, the true Jews. And this is a proof that the Ethiopians know who they are. This is a proof. Okay? Yeah. That's the star of their god, okay? Remember that. Pentagon in the middle. It's just why the whole war in Israel and Gaza right now. You know, they're fighting over who's got the truth. Let's be honest. This is what they're fighting for over there. Power, territory. going off of some old man's greed, you know? That's why there's wars out there happening. But Isaiah 4 and 2 says they shall learn war no more. Okay? It's getting bombed over there. Okay? Revelations 2 and 9, 3 and 9, the synagogue of Satan. Okay? Synagogue is looted and blown up. Straight up. Remember, no standing images. Deuteronomy 4 and 23 and the book of Micah. Yeah, that's an abomination. You ain't supposed to have any type of imageries like that. Okay. Look at this. The Palestine Post. So remember why they're going to war right now. This was in November 1947, right after the Holocaust. A state is born. Remember, Habakkuk 1 and the book of Habakkuk 1 speaks about they possessed a land that was not theirs, even the world. Okay. Now we know some of our brothers is mixed up in that. You know, some of them is half Israeli and Israelites, and that's why you know who put their life. This page right here is the most powerful one right here. All I can really tell you, this is that one. You gotta understand it. You know, dang it. You're gonna get that star in there. All right. Newspaper extract from the Palestine Post. This is proof right here. Whoa. You know, this is super powerful. I'm just stuck on this right now. Because you got to remember the land of the true Israelites were scattered out of their own land, and it spoke of in the Apocrypha. And now the Most High is winking at all this that they've been doing, and they're not even reading the scriptures correctly or breaking it down according to a true Jew would. All right. So yeah, that just right back there was just so powerful. A state is born. This is the most powerful clue because they can't lie to you. You know what I mean? They've just been deceiving. You know, I just got to get this one again. Just got to get this one again. So, the birth of the state of Israel, the battle for the old city. Isn't it still being, who, you got to understand, well, why are the Palestinians and Gaza fighting right now? Okay? Basically, Israelites, we ain't even supposed to be up in war like that. Our blessing is to save people by our wisdom and our knowledge. Deuteronomy 4 tells us all about it. Exodus 14 and 14. Exodus 14 and 14 says we should hold our peace. He's going to fight for us. So you're going to see them chariots, the UFOs out there. And before Kennedy was assassinated, that's what he was talking about. He was trying to warn people about a alien presence. You guys, I hope you guys take him serious, for real. Because there's a lot of good people out here, they're not dying in vain. Okay? So, just so you understand, okay? One day we're gonna get our victory, you know? Because we know what that star really represents. Okay. So, dang near, they have it all right here. Okay. New policy wins up mandate in Jewish national home. Britain's blow will not subdue Jews. Statement of the Jewish. See, that's confusion. Day of visitation is really them chariots, the UFOs. Land restrictions operative today. So it says something right here, classical Greece, Palestine, and Egypt. So there's Revelation 7 and 17. What were they protesting about? That's what, see, and this is what it all comes down to. Immigration. Protests against the hindering of immigration by the British. But you gotta understand, they keep the people confused for a reason. Alright? Keep the people not knowing the whole truth so they can make money off of it. Alright? Yeah, they was fighting. So let's see. All during the time of back in the 1930s up until this was when the Holocaust was happening. All right. Let's go. Let's see what we can find. You know, abase him that is high, exalt him that is low. Look, that look like a dark image right there. You know what I mean? Jeremiah 14 and 2. Little blues in our clues. You know, they know. Look, he looked like a real Israelite though. You know? He really did. His name was, I think, King George of Greece. And just for instance, okay, First Maccabees 3 and 48, they painted the likeness of their images. Why is that? It almost looked like a black man up there, you know? Straight up. Alright, here's another clue. Here's another clue. Christian religions. Roman Catholic. Okay, there's archaeologists that they dug up a old Roman temple which had pagan what how can I really put this? It was pagan. It was Roman pagan, and that's where all this all ties in together. Okay, Roman Catholic, all that. It just exposed these Catholics worship the devil. You know. Let's see if we can find any more blues clues. Okay. Let's see. The Hebrew University. See that? Yeah, see these, you gotta pay attention to these names. Let's get the Hebrew writer and lexicographer, Eliezer ben Judah, the father of modern Hebrew, 1858 from 1923, in his apartment in Jerusalem, 1920. So he's the father of modern Hebrew. He's the reason why people, they see it. Where's it at? Let's just pull up, for instance, some languages real quick. For instance, yeah, the modern Hebrew. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a big clue right here. Father of modern Hebrew. His name was Eliezer ben Judah. Let's see.
How are you today?
Doing.
Good. Are you finding everything you're looking for?
Oh, finding a lot of Blue's Clues, you know.
Okay.
Yep.
I can help too.
I don't know if I should have. What is this? So the Palestine pound, it's got modern Hebrew on it. And then it's got another language on it. It looks like Palestinian. Okay. Scary. Wars in their hearts, though, you know. Wars in their hearts. Okay. Sun God worship. That's what that is. Sun God worship. But this is what they're telling you. Hey, this is what they're gonna do to him. This is what they wanted to do. This is what they want to do to him when he comes back. They want history to repeat itself. But remember, the Lord, He shortened the days for our sake. Okay. So, look what they used to do. Pilgrimage by Russian peasants. See, pay attention to the images up in Russia. Darker complexions. This is when you go and you look, man. See, you don't see the Most High's name up there at all. No, you don't. It's Romans 11:11, man. They're gonna Romans 11:11, man. They basically just messing with the truth, man. Now they're cursed, according to Revelations 22, verse 18. It's look like a wizard. He ain't supposed to have no hoods, the Bible says. Strange apparel. See that? He looked like an Israelite though, you know? There's a lot of confusion going on, you know? See, the poor people out in Israel, those are the real Israelites probably. How do they treat the poor people out there in Israel? Dude could have been a Jake, you know? It's just, you know, dresses. Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. Witchcraft. He do look like a Jake. This is the Temple Compound, 1890. And we're told not to pray on the rocks. They pray into one big rock, the Wailing Wall. Okay, you ain't supposed to be praying on stones. Okay, remember all this is satanic. Okay, some of these images, like a lot of these Renaissance images were actual images of devils came down in the you know, when an artist is drawing, you know, what gives them that inspiration or that vision to paint such things, right? It all comes down to no, this is cursed. Okay, that's not what the Messiah, you know, that's not what they look like at all. You know, that's why it's just can't do that. Egyptian like, you know. Yeah, that was it. See, look, this matches up with history. The destruction of Jerusalem by Titus, the book of Titus. Remember, this is 70 AD. So right now we're coming out of that destruction of Jerusalem, and it is being rebuilt before all the world right now. Because the Most High is turning us as the days of old in the beginning. And beginning of Babylonian captivity under Nebuchadnezzar. Deep. You got still got problems in Gaza. Newly created Palestinian Authority. However, the peace process at risk from continued acts of terror and massacres perpetuated by extremist Arab groups who reject Arafat's recognition of the state of Israel. That's what it is. They fighting over who's the true descendants, man. True descendants ain't gonna be fighting like that. That's why they're called Jewish. They're not. They're real Jews. Alright? Because real Jews don't kill. Because they know the consequence. He that killeth with the sword should be killed with the sword. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Revelations 13 and 10. Let's try to make it more graven images. Why is it castle-like? You know what I mean? Knight Templars. Indigenous Greek Orthodox Arabs. So indigenous, it stands out because the indigenous of the Americas was the Native Americans, and they was writing Hebrew on that Back Creek stone that Glenn Beck found. Okay. Yeah. No, they're not gonna just come out and tell you they worship the devil. It's the God of this world, Revelations 13 and 8 and 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4. So, they changed the name of the Messiah. That's not the name of him. That's not his name. Okay. Sadducees and Pharisees represented the two main currents in the interpretation of Judaism. From the 2nd century BC until the late 2nd century AD, the Sadducees were strict followers of the written law. So to the point where they even kill for it, with the Holy Temple as the center of religious life under the religious leadership of the high priest. They also believe, however, in free will and rejected the doctrine of resurrection after death. That just goes to say they don't even believe that he's coming back. So that's why they done changed his name. You know what I mean? The Pharisees, originally those who cut themselves off, attached the highest importance to oral tradition and also accord lay people the right to interpret is less strictly. Unlike the Sadducees, many of them pursued separation between religion and politics. The quarrel between these two parties exploded into a bloody civil war under the first Hasamanki. This is what's happening right now. They don't believe. There's gonna be people that don't believe the Messiah's here, and then they're gonna be slaughtering each other, right? Because they can't repent and calm down and do Exodus 14 and 14. You know, history, man. History repeats itself for a reason. The Messiah comes back here one last time, and y'all still trying to fight like y'all are. That's gonna be on y'all. There ain't no talking to people like that. Mm-hmm. This is what's happening. Like right now, this is what's happening right now. So you're gonna see, you're gonna understand and see what's really going on. Look. We in Babylon right now, America. All right. Unrest was brewing. It broke out into open revolt. Meaning, when they was trying to get us to get back to work, you know. Look, Jeremiah warned the leaders in Jerusalem against forming an alliance with Egypt against Babylon. But where's the Bible scriptures, though? From the temple and the streets he warned against further resistance to the Babylonians, but his warning fell on deaf ears, you know. Many months of siege left the people of Jerusalem weakened by hunger, and the Babylonians succeeded in breaking through the walls at their weakest point on the northern side near the present Damascus Gate. City and temple were stormed and burnt down. Had thousands put to death, especially members of the noble families, you know, chosen. Family of King Zedekiah were tortured and butchered before his very eyes. Then his own eyes were put out. Those Jews who survived were carried off to captivity in Babylon, here in America. Now there's scriptures that confirm this. All right, Deuteronomy 28, I believe 64. Okay. Senior government officials. Yeah, this is where the true Jews are waking up in Babylon, according to the vision of Daniel. Knowledge shall increase, and we don't follow these traditions. All right, according to Jewish tradition, it was here on Mount Moriah that the patriarch Abraham erected an altar on which, symbolically at least, he sacrificed his son Isaac to the Most High God, Yahweh, that's his true name, who wished to put his unconditional faith to the test. You know, when you're being tried according to Revelations 2 and 17 and Revelations 3 and 10, Deuteronomy 13, fourth verse, it's the Most High that proveth us, and that's what it means to test one's faith. All right, you know. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here, the ass and I and the lad will go yonder, and we will worship and come again to you. Genesis 22 and 5. But look at this. You understand that the Most High wanted to see how faithful Abraham was, man. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering instead of his son. All right, because people got to read the whole verse, man. Because people out here sacrificing their children out here, making them pass through the fire of Moloch. Okay. Genesis 22 and 13. With this act, human sacrifice, as Abraham saw practiced all around him, was overcome and stigmatized in the Jewish religion forever. So look, Abraham saw practice all around him was overcome, meaning these other people was doing it. You understand? Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering instead, in the stead of his son. That's what I really meant. Mark. Yeah, this is talking about the Israelites right here. Holy of Holies. And the promised land is really, we was just reading about it right there, Babylon. We was just reading about it. The world was given to us, the land flowing with milk and honey. Okay, and that covenant, Ezekiel 31 and 31, it's a big deal. Because he didn't make this with everybody else. He made it with his chosen. And that's why Revelation 7 verse 2 is so powerful. Alright. We just know that they changed the name of the Messiah. I could just imagine they trying to spell the Messiah's name right there, and that's incorrect. It's incorrect. See, look. Why is Russia fighting right now? Look, immigrant Russian Jews. There's Russian Jews Israelites, man. So everything that's going on, this was all during the time right after the Holocaust. All right. He studied history, art, history, literature, and economics in Muncie in Berlin. His first photo report appeared in the Maschiner Esterli Press in 1929. In 1933, he left Germany and finished his studies in Belize, writing his doctoral thesis on pictorial reporting in the press. He subsequently traveled and lived abroad in a correspondence and photo reporter. So it just goes down to the biggest clue in this was the state of Israel being born. It's by the Spirit I just, popped up on that 144. It's the Spirit. Alright, let's go to 180 and I'll show you what I'm talking about. What is it, 180? Yeah. Take a screenshot if you need to, but this exposes what's going on in Israel right now, Palestine and Gaza. They're trying to redo what they was doing in history, but it ain't gonna work. We're not in those times no more. The Lord shortened the days for the elect's sake. Proverbs 2:10. Yeah, this had a lot of information in it. Let's go to the next book because we know how they're doing it. All right, this is great moments in Greek archaeology. So you got to remember who they calling upon in these Christian churches. They're low key trying to they're gonna try to deceive people, saying his father is this man. You know what I mean? Which probably is because he's trying to be like the Most High God. Okay. This is what they was really worshiping back then in the day. Remember, he's got one arm up and one arm down. And that looks like the fruit of knowledge. Good and evil. So, let's see. Yeah, all these go back to being satanic. Alright. But the most important, you can even look at some buildings out here, they got that Greek architecture. Nike shoes, the Nike this is a false god, Look, this yeah, when you start connecting dots, it starts scaring people. And I mean that's what it should do when you start researching what was really going on. Why were these civilizations just wiped out? Oh, because they was worshiping devils. They had graven images, animals. I mean, you can't hide it anymore. Look, false god right there. So yeah, it's just like we don't want to. Nope. Cleopatra. We have Beyonce trying to reproduct that. Look at this. This is looks like a he-goat. And they do exist. Let's see. There's 22. Yeah, that's what it is. They just got their own names on it. But no, that's like a son of the devil, the deceiver, the he-goat. That's why they call people the goat and stuff like that. See, these millionaires, why was they digging up all this and all these artifacts, There's a reason for it. It goes back to the scriptures. They wanted to know how these other civilizations, they worship their gods, That's how we got civilization today, and we're coming out and understanding this is all satanic. All these works out here. Look at that, spiritual. Here's a fact right here. Cave of the Dragon. You got to remember what The image of the beast is Revelations 13 and 8. The dragon is who they're worshiping. And in, in fact, the archaeological investigation of the island commenced in 1873 with A. Lebeugue. It was directed to the cave of the dragon, Figs 10 and 11. So you remember these stories like Dracula, people going into these caves and selling their souls, man. These things really happen. Saturated on the slopes and some of the mount. Keto's sanctuary, which was dedicated to Zeus and Athena, was easily constructed, but the cave itself left the field open to the imagination. In this book, very semantic. See, all I can really tell. Sanctuary in a cave. It's kind of scary. That's crazy. Yep, satanic. Sphinx. That's crazy. They got cornrows. Who is Israelites? Straight up. Yeah, these statues were just really. Yeah, remember they worshiped the Israelites back in the day. They made them a calf, scriptural. Yeah, the Greek inscription looks pretty close to the Paleo Hebrew. Very similar. Now, why I'm making this video is because I didn't sell my soul, and when you really trying to put the dots together, I was kidnapped, and people really ain't taking life too serious out here until it's running out for them. So we put our life on the line to show people what we talking about. These people out here nowadays, they worshiping the same gods they was worshiping back then, and they're gonna get destroyed just like them. Calf, what you see in Wall Street in New York today. All right. Let's see what do they call this thing? All right. Let's see what they call it. Man, they was bowing down to, that's what Acts 17 and 23 is talking about, that inscription to the unknown God, you know. Yeah. Crazy. Just like Mount Olympus, though, for real. That was a real place. Look what they got up there, graven images. But they worship thousands of gods, the Olympians. Just like there's thousands of names of these gods out here, but if they don't match up with the scripture, you'd be a fool to not research and do your own due diligence, because what you call upon, every time you speak, you manifest things that you speak, and you speak it into existence. So when people be calling upon that J word, like these churches be telling people, well, I'm just saying, Jeremiah 23 and 27 says they have forgotten the true names. They have forgotten the righteous way. So let's see. Alright, this is it's just the Grecians are, it's all going down in these churches right now. You're calling upon that JC, that's a Greek god. Let's go back to it, show you what we're talking about. Oh, got another clue. Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller. Boom, boom. Bronze plaque installed in the Sulta of Altos in memory of John D. Rockefeller Jr., one of the major funders of the excavation. The American School of Classical Studies at Athens, archives of the Agoria excavations. So, yeah, this is a big deal. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they own the world. Okay, the elite banking families. This is crazy. So yeah, it's just we understand Mesopotamia, the Greek government. That's what people really need to research is look at this. We're just gonna read this whole thing off right here, because why is Jerusalem so special? There's and it's literally comes down to the people of Jerusalem. All right, that's what it's all about. The real descendants, the real inheritors of Jerusalem, not the old, but the new Jerusalem. Okay, the Jerusalem over there ain't the Jerusalem that the scriptures is talking about coming out of the heavens. All right. Look at this. It tells you black and red figure vases, while others were testimony to the use of the area at different periods. This right here going to tell you blacks. I just told you right here. Along the excavation, along the excavations, work had to begin on another of the fundamental obligations of the archaeologist: the construction of a museum to house the thousands of finds. So they found a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, many of these were important works of art, such as the large number of statues and black and red figure vases, while others were testimony to the use of the area at different periods, history, timeline. Okay, remember the Bible. What we read today, Book of Lamentations says they are black. We are black. Our skin was black. Okay, in the Book of Lamentations 5, and then what is that? Jeremiah 14:2, black. You know, while others were testimony to the use of the area at different periods, like the superb offering found in the Mycenaean and geometric tombs, and the vases of other artifacts from the Byzantine phase of Goryeo. The most important items, of course, were associated with the political and social life of the Athenians and the architect and classical periods, provided material witness to the public and private life. So there's secrets that they know about. You know, they know who the true Jews are. The original idea was to build a museum outside of Agoria in the valley between the Pinks and Aripagos hills. A lot of these Greek words I can't pronounce. Excavations conducted there, however, uncovered important residential and workshop district, the remains of which cannot be covered by a modern building. While the debate on all feasible sites for the new museum continued, a completely new idea was laid on the table: that the sofa and Atolos should be reconstructed so that it not only formed a museum, storerooms, offices, workshops, archive, etc., but also restored the characteristic multifunctional ancient building. Despite its innovatory character, the recommendation was accepted by the Greek archaeological authorities, and in 1949 an agreement was signed between the Greek government and the American school to implement the bold venture. The first concern of those responsible was to find the resources for both the excavation and the restoration of the stofa, or the stola, which came to the sum of $2 million. It is worth noting that the first order of the precious limestone with which the walls of the storerooms in the basement of the building were constructed was paid for with the money from the final installment of the Marshall Plan, designed to strengthen the Greek economy, which provided for funding for even the erection of museums. However, so these museums, it's telling you these museums, what are they doing? Okay, by the erection of these museums, they're trying to keep falsehood alive. All right, because you remember, you give life to what you say. So if you ain't never known Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, like 144, damn, I'm just gonna have to, bam, get that on there. 144. I had to take that screenshot because Mark 16 and 20, these signs follow us that believe in the true names. So we know that after the flood, that's how everybody got here. And now what we're going through is we're about to go through another flood, but it's not going to be the flood what people think it's going to be, the flood of our thoughts. All right? We're flooded in all this information, but only few is going to hold the clues to what you truly need to do. All right? So listen, it says for the erection of museums. We got museums all over the world, okay? And some of them, it costs a lot of money to get in there, you know? Just like in Tennessee, they have a Native American burial mound with artifacts that were found under there with Hebrew inscriptions. Just a big deal, you know? So, designed to strengthen the Greek economy, and that's what it is. So if you got everybody fighting over what's the truth, we're not saying that these people did not exist. You know what I mean? Or these gods and these goddesses, some of them was, those people, there's just some of them never lived and then some of them did. And that's what's being fought over right now. All right. Just read up in this book right here that the Sadducees and Pharisees, they don't believe in the resurrection of the dead. You know what I mean? So it just came down to they didn't find out until it was too late. Yeah, reincarnation is real. All right. That's why they resurrect their truth, what they think, their traditions. They resurrect them every day. Christmas, birthdays, holidays, eating pork. You know, it goes back to the Messiah was rebuking people for eating bacon and sausage and stuff because Matthew 8 and 31, Leviticus 11 and 7, he suffered the devils to go into the herd of swine. So when people lose sight of, belief and his direction, the Messiah was here to save people. All right. So, let's see. However, and they killed him for it. You know what I mean? So when he comes back one last time, yeah, it's just y'all got one last time to get it right. All right. So let's see. However, it has proved to be very difficult. It has proved to be a very difficult proposition to find the necessary funds. The solution to the problem again came from John D. Rockefeller Jr., who contributed $1 million, figure 21. The study of the reconstruction of the Stofo was assigned by the American School of John Travlos, and the architect of the Agoria excavations, figure 22. Somewhere over here, I think. Alright. After long study of the ruins and the identification of members that belonged to the Stofo, he grew up the design of the reconstruction and detailed plans for carrying out the restoration. See, remember it tells you right here, they went about their own righteousness. All right, they carried out the restoration of Israel, and they erected, what did they bring back to life? What did they resurrect? Falsehood and lies. The static study was done by the civil engineer Giorgio Paris, while the building and the conversion of Stofo into the museum was undertaken by the New York Technical Office of W. Stewart Thompson and Phillips and Phelps. Barnum. The general supervision of the project was by Stelio, director of the Restoration Department of the Ministry of Education and Culture. Well, yeah, I mean, that's cool, but look, they spent millions and millions of dollars to re um re-erect the like uh Heruludians. That's what it came down to. These people, yeah, they re-erected their forefathers' dreams and aspirations. All right, these temples. Okay, John 7 and 4. In Revelation 21 and 22, I saw no temple therein, but the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua and the Lamb, they're the temple of it. So let's see, we're gonna go to yeah. There's no difference between a Christian church and an altar of Zeus and an altar of Baal. Okay, there's no difference between it. Because we look at that who they call the Messiah, and when you look, I'm gonna show you right now. I'm just gonna show you better than I can tell you. Now look how similar these names are. Okay, look how similar these names are. All right, we're literally showing you guys what they're doing. All right, look at those names right next to each other, and don't tell me if you can see the deception in it. All right, because that's what it is. This is how they're gonna. This was the occasion to fool the world. This was the occasion to deceive the world. All right. That's why we don't want to follow them. We don't want to follow their religions, their traditions, because in their tradition, they're the ones that killed the Messiah. They're the ones that hung him, crucified him, because he wouldn't follow them, and that's what it all came down to. They wanted the Messiah to worship, but they were worshiping, and he wasn't down with it. Okay. Sacred tree of who? Look, I just seen demon, Greek demon. See, that's what it comes down. The Most High, He's gracious unto all. First the Jew and the Greek and all that call upon Him, but people ain't calling upon His true name. All right, people is not calling upon His true name. So I think that looks like John D. right there. All right. So what they're doing is they set an oak. They planted a tree there over 100 years ago. That tree's it could be still there. I don't know. So her name is Dudana. Look, it tells you this deity. It's just, you can see it. So that's people. I want to research because where did they get that? Where did they get that name from? How was that given? How was that birthed? It looked like a football field, a quarter of a football field. But people was being slaughtered. The den of lions. They'd send lions out there, and people would be up in They like to see blood and people dying and getting ate up, and a lot of times it was prisoners fighting for their life. If they won, they was freed. Okay, it's a Roman gymnasium. So they got money to excavate a Roman theater. So just basically like football today. That's a Roman tradition. People be bleeding on them fields. Okay, let's see what else we got. So basically, when they found these things, they were worshiping it. You know. So let's go back to look. What is this? Bronze blinder for a horse. That was for a horse. Wing finks over a fallen enemy. Symbolizing the conquest of the Egyptian pharaoh over his enemies. Pretty dark stuff, man. This is Kabbalism. This is Kabbalism, which is Satan worship. And that right there, this is just like the United States today. What are we showing y'all? How they got why did they got a pyramid? You know what I mean? On the back of the dollar bill. You know. But that right there goes back to like the Nazis even had it. The Nazis had that symbol. It's the book of Obadiah. Okay. Yeah. It's crazy. Let's see if so I really wanted to get more information on Zeus, because our God Yahweh, he's the God of thunder, and that's what's powerful. I'm famous for what I do. You know what I mean? Famous for what I do. So let's see. Look, darker images. So basically, we just know that this art was a form of language. All right. Look like they got a fish. You know what I mean? So this was a form of language before people could speak. They would just connect the dots. It's like through some of this art, they tell you who your enemies are. Just like back in the hieroglyphics back in the day. They would basically, you'd see pictures on the walls, okay, portraits and stuff, and you see babies getting cast to the alligators in Egypt. You know, it's just like, were those babes still, were cast out to the alligators. Mm-hmm. So, look like a bronze calf, scriptural, a golden, oh, it's gold. See, just going here and showed it, man, that's crazy. So this is why they're out there. They're looking. They knew they was worshiping gold, and you know, they was tricking the people, man, witchcrafts and stuff. All right, let's see what we can get. super old looking. Fragments, we know it's satanic. The best preserved steel, known as the Madonna of Virginia, has the form of a small temple and was one of the most finest examples of painting in the 3rd century BC. So yeah, there's a little truth here and there, but at the end of the day, we just gotta come down and understand what they was worshiping, the gods of gold and silver and stone, just like the book of Daniel. They took every and what was the tithes back then? It was gold, silver, all those precious metals. And then what eventually happened was they were making stuff like this, pure gold. This is huge. They was just making all types of sun god worship things. Symbolizing what they was worshiping. All right. So let's see. Crack kills. All right. So yeah, they was worshiping all the gods of the heavens. All right, back there in Greece. All right. Marine archaeology. That's pretty cool. They probably got a whole bunch of stuff under there. Let's see if they find anything though. See, we want to see if they find any Hebrew or anything. Old ships and boats. Sailed the Eastern Mediterranean over a long trading life. 15 to 20 years. So they can find stuff like that, man. They can find other things too. You know, they can find the Most High's name. You know. They can find them dinosaurs, you know. Let's see. So I'm related to a lot of these people. Well, but I don't follow them. Looks like New York right there. Empire State Building. So is that Karina? Let's see. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. It's finding gold, little coins out there. What is that one? Gold medallion. Looks Egyptian. Nude fertility goddess. Holding gazelle. Fertility goddess. So that's exactly what the Statue of Liberty is. A fertility goddess. Egyptian beetle. Very powerful stuff. This is, remember the devil. He's a fallen angel. The devil's a fallen angel. And that's why these graven images and these sculptures, man, they all tell a story. Yeah, they worship these people. They're goddesses, and some of them were fertility goddesses, and it's just they put all of them before the Most High God. Remember the image that fell from Venus? This is where it all comes back to. The goddess Diana is who they're literally worshiping. The Statue of Liberty. There's no difference when you look at the faces. It's a Greek. They have Greek features. Okay. The Statue of Liberty. We just understand where it all came from now. We understand why America's all so confused, and we understand. We understand. Okay. So they found these, and they existed back in the Greek era, and just because it was from that era, they started worshiping it. Alright? Hellenistic sculpture, dates between 130 and 110 BC. It's around the time of, I believe, King David. Oh, no. 1010 BC. So it was before Christ. That's what BC means. You got the Game of Thrones. That's literally what they're doing out here. That's literally what they're doing. 19th century. This was from about 190 BC. So yeah, they used to tell the truth in the art, But really, let's see. These are all satanic. These are all satanic. Cult statue. There's that word again, cult statue. So yeah. It says, yeah, there's that word again, cult statue. This is Athena, a goddess. She's wearing a dress. And it's crazy. They know everything about these, they know everything about them. It's crazy. Kind of graphic. But yeah, it's literally, look at that. Shalom. Just all these graven images is satanic, man. Deuteronomy 4 and 23. We just proven how we living in a Hellenistic world right now, because all these Christian churches, they call upon a name that dates back to being, I mean, this was the occasion to deceive the world. We kind of like, the scriptures told us that they would do this, you know. So I want to get back to the Zeus guy, because that's how we expose that name that these pastors and priests be molesting children to. That's how we found out Acts 17 and 23. So, they done changed the calendars, everything. We know the Sunday is actually sun god worship, and them changing the calendar, we go off of Gregorian calendar, which this is another thing I had an argument with. The Messiah is the firstborn. How is he going to be born on the 25th of December, which they say? How him being a firstborn would mean that he was born on the first day. And that's kind of like with me. I was born on August 1st in the summer. It just comes down to, like, when the Messiah comes back, you ain't gonna tell him when his birthday was, You ain't gonna tell him what his name is, What is that? See, these names, we don't know what they're trying to glorify. Let's get back to here we go. So look, the head of the life-size statue of Zeus. See, Israelite features, the curls, harmonious flow of the beard, majestic in the face. So yeah, it's just like, there's certain things going on. Right? See, we just got to go into depth. See, they probably had Greek inscriptions on them, and they just ended up worshiping these because they thought it was the truth. But our God, he's way older than that. Look like an Israelite man, See, there's not a lot of information on Zeus or his son. This was the occasion to deceive the world. They prayed at what they know not, man. They worship what they know not. Alexander, the elders say Alexander the Creep. See, a god or hero. Let's see. Satanic, all satanic. See, rich people with millions of dollars, they will mess around and buy one of these for $3-point-something million and have it in their house, not knowing that Deuteronomy 7 says, you bring any of these, you're gonna watch that thing come to life and attack you. In that time of trouble, according to Judges 10 and 14. Like, man, our God is a powerful and fearful God. Hebrews 10 and 31. It's a fearful thing to fall into his hand. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, you ain't supposed to be. So really, it just exposes how These museums are cursed, okay, because they got some of the most ancient pieces of work in there, and it's these things are cursed. I don't even want to be around them. That's what it come down to. See, they won't give you a lot of information on Zeus, but that's what people need to understand. Like the Greek is it looks just like almost like the Hebrew. So yeah, it's just that's what they did. Hmm. They're all saying it was Artemis. But what goddess I shot it? Look here, the captain. Hmm. So he's supposed to have a lightning bolt in his hand or something. Yeah, not too much on here, but literally had to break open this book. One, this one right here, this one got me right here. The state of Israel was born because they invaded the land of Israel right after we was taken as slaves during the transatlantic slave trade. It's Revelations 2:9 and 3:9. It's just we know what they did and what they're doing out there right now, fighting the Palestinians in Gaza. No new thing under the sun. They fighting to hide something, but the Bible already exposed everything. 144,000 are awakening. And it's just there's really we hope they repent because wow, all these dark-skinned images, and these strong people, you know what I mean? Why were they being glorified? Who really were those gods and goddesses? Were they a part of the 144,000? Before he got assassinated, before Martin Luther King got assassinated, he was talking about UFOs. Let's see if we can find it in here. I mean, literally, he was trying to warn people of the alien presence. We're not alone. That was his last interview. And what are the aliens? It's really Lamentations 5 and 2. The aliens that don't know God. These people don't know, a lot of these people crucified, the people of the Lord. Remember that. Look at these statues out here. Gods and goddesses. It's like, I don't even want to be a president, knowing what y'all did to some of the greats. Look at this. These spirits are living through these people. Let me say this again. The spirits of these statues are living through some of these people, and they're carrying out their works through these people that are possessed by a darker side. Alright? No new thing under the sun. Look at all this. This was a real place. And they got the images, standing images, which is abomination. there's this conspiracy with Judah. You know, he could have been of tribe Judah. Okay, he had blue eyes, green eyes. I don't know, but there was special. There was something special about the Kennedys. They was trying to keep it secret. Discrimination. You know. New era in the government, new world order type of deal. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we can get here. So, let's start at the early. See, Kennedy, who was his descent? Oh, look right here. Irish, American, of all Irish. The Kennedys. Wow. Mel Gibson is of Irish descent. There's something with them, because there's Irish with afros, you know. This is see Notre Dame. They got. I'm here in Indiana, and I worked at that school, Notre Dame University. The actor from that movie that they recorded that Disney movie at Notre Dame, he knows me. It's just I had to get kidnapped and almost killed, you know, for what we talking about, you know. Kanye West, he's came to my page, but you know, it's just like people like Kanye, they gonna have to come up off them riches, man, and help us at the bottom. You know, we out here being left in 30 degrees. You know, them people that say they believe, they're gonna have to put their money where their mouth is when we start awakening, because that's what we're coming for. We're coming back for our land, our money, our resources. Our God, He blessed us with abundance, and they got us out here living on less than what people should. It shouldn't even be right, you know. Family legend, okay. What makes a family a legend? All right. There's just something that they had some truth. Let's see this. Alright. Let's see what we can get into. Because all the Kennedys started dying mysteriously. It's like they were targeted. Look at this. Let me see if this is what it is. Joe Jr. was killed in the war, and John, known as Jack, was injured. Kit died in a plane crash, just as Joe had. Rosemary was institutionalized by her parents after her father approved an ill-advised lobotomy. The drama of the Kennedys would be endless, but from it all, John Jack emerged, courageous and smart, astonishingly handsome and charismatic, ambitious as his father willed him to be. He was not to be denied, and he was not denied. He became President of the United States of America, and that was the triumph, last chapter in the remarkable Kennedy history. Except that it wasn't. So they started out here, Massachusetts. Alright. Joe Kennedy was destined for wealth built in liquor, if not presently bootlegging Hollywood and other enterprises. But when Jack is born on May 29th, 1917, this is the house at 83 Bell Street in Brookline, Massachusetts. Not much more than a year later, the baby Kennedy sits in the sand of Natasky Beach, then evolving into a working class summer outpost for Massachusetts families, which remains the Kennedys would eventually move down to Hyannis Port and Cape Cod, and the journey represented much. See, birthdays are satanic. So, we try to tell people, like, the Most High, he only knows the Israelites. And then, why were they dying at a young age? It's all because of the curses. Deuteronomy 28. Dude could have been an Israelite. Let's see. Yeah, that's crazy. So I want to get to the deep stuff. They said this is the guy who killed them, Oswald. But we know the devil worship out here. You never know who your greatest hater, But who knows? It could be incorrect, But you gotta understand, they ain't solved the murder of. They ain't solved a lot of murders to a lot of people, and it comes down to there's people out here working behind the lines. Some of these people are just puppets. They go to a jail, get released the next day. You think they're in there for life, So it's just, we know how it all works, man. We know how it all works. But it's the righteous paying the consequence. Oh, wait, did Oswald? Dang, alright, I guess Oswald got shot. Look at that 144 on this old ticket. This is 1963. The 144 on that ticket. Oh, that's crazy. You got a 144 in there. Let's see. Oh, they got the whole thing. Got 144. They got the whole thing out here. We're 4 and 29. So they got the whole assassination of Kennedy. But yeah, just Kennedy was trying to warn the masses. He really was. He was trying to warn the people. The people didn't get the warning. People still need to hear that warning today. The alien presence, man. That's why he was getting shot. That's why he got assassinated. Remember, A lot of these people, they should have known what danger he was in. I just look at everything like a setup. Even the government didn't want him talking about those things. Okay? Because it was opening people's eyes. And then when he died, it really, that's like losing man. It's literally happened. No, they set him up. And they still got to pay for that. Because you got to remember, he was peaceful. During that time, we had the Martin Luther King, you know what I mean? There was riots going on back then. Let's go back. After 9/11, I had a dream of 9/11 when I was 8 years old. That's Isaiah 30 and 25 in the Bible. So let's bring this into light, all right? Because I see black Americans, that's really the true Jews of the Bible. And he knew. I think it was Thomas Jefferson who said, I tremble in my flesh for America, for enslaving God's people. Hitler knew about it. Straight up. You gotta look up Hitler's confessions. All right. Now, you gotta understand, during Hitler's confessions, he was on his way to commit suicide. All right. Because everything bad was coming to haunt him when the war was over. When he realized he lost. So, super big. My phone's dying, unfortunately. But people worried for the nation. Black Americans and their allies look back on the year of violence. You know what I mean? George Floyd. Basically, it's just, it goes back to Trayvon, all these things. Look, church bombing, what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They bombed the entire community where it was thriving Israelites coming together, So, Lincoln was trying to free the slaves. We're still slaves to this day, spiritually. All right? The NFL, they get signed in the NFL in South Bend, Indiana. That's where they're getting signed at, under that school, Notre Dame, which was built by Freemasons. Yeah, this is heavy, man. True Jews. Maya. It's probably Hebrew right there, He's not anti-American. Had worked for Martin Luther King and Malcolm. So Malcolm X, she worked for Malcolm X and King. I felt my leader had died. I felt the loss. A lot of our people looked at JFK as a hero. Straight up. Because the presidents nowadays, they wouldn't be doing or speaking the things that he was saying he got assassinated for. Straight up. He's up in heaven, man. People like that, I believe they're up in heaven. When they can be a leadership role for the people. Revelations 2 and 9 and 3 and 9 is speaking about. Jeremiah 14 and 2 is talking about. Yeah. Because I believe one of the Kennedys quoted, I think you got to fact check me on this, but they said, what if we got to heaven and we realized God's black? What if we paraphrasing? But, that fact check, don't always believe that either, because that's another form of concentration. They want you to concentrate on the present and not the past. JFK said, if we're